Hello everyone, today we're going to see the unboxing and a quick setup of this GEPRC Mark4 HD5. So this is how the box comes in. It's quite a big box, and here you can see the version printed. So this is a Mark4 HD5 built for a HD, and it comes with a 4S and TBS Nano receiver. So let's get into inside the box and see what we got here. Okay, so the box comes nicely packaged like this. Wow, that's awesome. So I love this packaging style of GEPRC. All their drones comes fully assembled and packaged like this in a beautiful plastic wrap. So they look like they are never touched by any human. So when you open it, it really feels good in your hands. So keep this drone aside for a while and see what else we have in the box. So yep, so they give 3 straps and one of them is fluorescent green, and it feels quite good, a rubber coated strap and with a metal buckle. Feels good. They have given a battery pad, which I believe is cut out for the frame itself. Yeah, this is rubber based one and quite a good grip. And there is another, yeah, same type. So there are 2 and couple of align keys and one spanner. So we'll keep this aside for a while. What else we got? So I ordered a GPS mount for this frame separately. It doesn't come in this box, so we'll see how to install this GPS as well. And yeah, we get some props with this. How many are there? I believe these are probably 3 set of props, if I'm not wrong. Props. Let's see how's the quality of the prop. They are quite rigid, not so flexible. Not sure how it holds on to. And this is actually a GEPRC prop with 5043 pitch. Okay, let's keep the propellers aside for a while. And what else we have? So we get some stickers, more stickers, some kind of FPV unit. Okay, DJI FPV unit manual. Okay, silica dust, silica gel, not dust. This is a GEPRC QR code card. Okay, that's all we got inside. So let's get into the actual drone itself. So just some high-level pictures of this drone. So these are GEPRC motors, GR2306.5, 2450 kV. This is a 4-cell setup, guys. So as you can see, we have a TBS Nano receiver here and a DJI Air unit with a SD card slot on this left side and a USB-C port on the right side. And this is obviously the DJI FPV camera. This version is built into June 2021, so I'm not sure whether the DJI unit came with this. Is it made by DJI or it's made by CADDX? So we will know it in a while. Okay, so one small update. I could see the DJI logo here just right below this part. So it is actually a DJI unit. It's not yeah, you can see here. Yes, yeah, that's a DJI logo. So it's not actually from CADDX, it's actually original DJI unit only. So this is a very nicely built quadcopter. as you can see, the motor wires are heat shrinked on near the motor, and then there is a this mesh protection in the middle, and again there is a heat shrink. The wires going very nicely inside and coming out from the bottom of this ESC stack, and then nicely soldered. Yeah, it's a very shiny solder, so professional job there. Thank you, GEPRC. We always expect this from you. And this XT60 pigtail is pretty long to my expectation. If it was about this short also would have been good, so that it doesn't fall off and come into propeller, but we'll see about that. Probably we can put it under the battery strap or something like this. Maybe you can mount it this way and then put a lipo battery strap around this. Okay, so yeah, about this flight controller, yeah, this is a GEPRC F722 HD flight controller. It has a USB-C port on the left side, and if I can see from here, there is a DJI connector on the back side. So there is no soldering from DJI wires to this flight controller. It has a plug, so the DJI air unit directly plugs into this flight controller. And there are a lot of pins I can see which are unsoldered on top of the FC, which are free, I believe, for our usage. I will open this top plate and then we'll go inside and see what other components and what other features we can see about this drone.
Okay, let's get into the screws. We have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws to be opened. Keep it inside. Screws are pretty tightly fit, which I like it. I hope I can tighten it the same way it was. Okay, so here we go. The screws are off and top plate is up.
Okay, so this is how what we see inside. There is a buzzer popping up here, which is nice and good. The flight controller itself is mounted on soft mounts, so there are a couple of soft mounts, and if I can move it, I don't know whether you can see it on the camera. If I move it, I can see the stack is moving, but it's not very soft. It's quite rigid, and I believe it should be okay. At least it will eliminate the vibrations coming into the flight controller. What else we see on this flight controller top? So this is crossfire connection on this top left side of the flight controller. So ground 5 volt R2 T2, it goes to crossfire. We have a free RSSI port. Then this is R2 3 volt and ground for probably some receiver input. 5 volt and buzzer is going to this. So 5 volt and buzzer is going to this. LED and ground is actually available for us, so in future if you want to, I don't know where you can mount it, but if let's say we decide to mount it here somewhere, then we can connect the LEDs here. Here we got TX6, RX6, SDA, RX3, SCL, TX3, 5 volt and ground. So if you can take a look at this, might be this way, yeah. So this TX6 RX6 I'm gonna use it for my GPS connection, which I have here. It's a BN220. It's a BN220 GPS, so I will be installing this over here, and I will use this GPS mount to mount it here somewhere. So this is the GPS mount that I bought, but it doesn't fit on this while the DJI antenna is installed. So the DJI antenna is basically blocking the GPS unit, so I have to figure out a different way to mount GPS. I will probably see whether I can mount it here. There is a lot of empty space, and this BN220 can very well slide into that space. If you can see, only problem will be the reception of the GPS, which we'll see about it. If the top plate is probably it should be okay, because there's a lot of holes there, and signal reception should be still okay. Okay, so this is what about the flight controller on this side. Let us see what else we got. So on the camera side, we have ground 5V S5, and then C2 C1. So I believe these are for camera control, for two camera controls if you have analog camera which needs to be controlled. Then we have 5V TX1, then we have 5V TX1 VO 9V, and probably video out 9V, and ground. So basically this is for the analog setup, I think, but I don't see any camera input here. If it is for, I'm not sure. We have to figure out using it. I need to take a look at the manual to see this. Okay, so that's pretty much of it, and let's look at this camera. So this is how the camera assembly is mounted. So there are two screws to adjust. So one is a fixed hole, and the other one can slide into this channel given for the screw. Right now the angle is not that great, so I will definitely have to adjust it, and I have enough angle to move it back here. So I will be doing that before I fly. This camera mount is some weird shape. I'm not sure why this is like this, but probably this is for vibration dampening. So when this plate is actually touching the engraved, so in the carbon fiber there is some kind of engraving, if you can see. So to fit in these points and this last point, so 1 and 2, so to fit these points they have given grooves inside this camera in the top plate. So I believe this is for vibration dampening. So we will see when we fly whether it really helps or not. Okay, and that's all about it. Let's get into the configuration. I'll put this back, and then let's get into the configuration part of it. Okay, now we will bind this DJI Air unit to our goggles. So first we need to power on the drone, and then use a SIM card changing tool like this, the SIM card key, basically to avoid damage to the button inside. Do not use a sharp key, as it may spoil the button inside if it is made up of plastic. So we power on the drone, go on to the left side, and then press the bind key. We should be seeing LED. Yeah, now this DJI Air unit is powered on. So we just press the bind key, it becomes red, and then we go to the goggles and do the same here. Press the bind key, so the goggle will blink like this, beep like this, and then voila, we got a display. Okay, let's remove the cover, and we can see the display. I'm not sure whether you can see inside the camera. Yeah, there you go. We'll connect, we'll choose the right port and connect the drone. Okay, Betaflight is on 4.2.2, and in the ports tab. So when we go here, just do a calibrate accelerometer, which I have already done. We can do it one more time here. So just put the quadcopter on a leveled surface and press calibrate. So it will calibrate the accelerometer according to how the flight controller is fitted inside. Then we go to ports, we check, okay, there are four available ports for us. So UART1 is actually given for DJI because it is configured on MSP. UART2 is on serial receiver and it is actually connected to TBS Crossfire Nano. So two ports are free for us, so UART4 and UART6. So one of these I will be using for GPS and other one will be free for our Bluetooth probably. So I am not sure how to configure that, but we'll come to that later. So go to configuration. So quickly we can just review the parameters. These are all the default parameters. Well, before you make any parameters changes, I would suggest you go to CLI and just give a dump command and get all the parameters downloaded to your text file, so that in case you do anything wrong or in case some changes doesn't suit you, you can go always come back and revert everything. So camera here I will be giving about 30% here, just to make sure the rolls are smooth according to the camera angle. Then save and reboot. Okay, so it has saved our camera angle. Then we have to go. So what we will do next is we'll check whether the receiver is set up correctly. So for that we need to power on the model. Telemetry recovered. Once you power on, if you look at it, you see the throttle and rolls are all not properly set up. Yaw is okay, but roll, pitch and throttles are not fine. So what I always do here is come to this channel mapping, change it to Spectrum or Grosvenor Junior, Grosvenor, and yes, we say here save. Once we do that, we should be able to see all the things moving on properly. And this is auxiliary 4. I have set it up as my link quality channel, as you have seen before. So we will set aux 4 as our RSSI and then we'll save again. Now if you look at it, yes, total is working fine, 988 to 2011, and other channels also are okay. So we are done here in the receiver. So let's go to modes, and in the modes if we look at this, the arm channel is actually set on this side for me, so I will just move it here. So arm works here. Okay, then my angle is actually on this side as well, so I will just set it up here, and horizon should be in the middle. Yes, horizon is in the middle. And what else they have set up? They have set up a beeper on auxiliary 3. I believe this is my beeper. Yeah, so it's working fine as well. Nothing needs to be done additional as of now. And yeah, going to OSD. Okay, so right now they have all the default OSD, so only warnings are enabled and flight mode and craft name. So other than that, okay, I'm just gonna disconnect the battery now because we are done with the receiver. I don't want the DJI air unit to get heated up. So what we do for OSD? Yes, thank you. What we do now for OSD is that I have this Joshua Bardwell's OSD settings. He has put it on one of the website, so I have downloaded that. So what I will do is I will apply those OSD parameters here. Joshua has actually synced up everything very nicely, so we will use his parameters. So this is where it is. I will give a link of these parameters in my video description. If you want, you can actually go and download from there. So just select everything and copy. Then we go back to Betaflight CLI and paste. Okay, that's it. So hit a save, and our OSD should be done as well. Let's verify that once. Okay, there you go. So all the parameters, GPS related, etc., everything is set up for us. I would probably disable the GPS parameters for now. So just uh, so altitude will be there, angle mode, warnings, RSSI, and battery voltage. So okay, that's all we'll do. So we'll save it, and that's it, guys, for this Betaflight setup. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.